transformed filmmaking is what technically known as codecs. That is compression decompression algorithms, which basically turn film from very large objects into compressed objects without losing much quality. These were worked out in the 80s, I think, the computer algorithms, which basically sample. For instance, they characteristically only save parts of a frame that are changing, or they sample at every second frame or whatever. And so, in terms of digital video, an hour of ordinary film will take about 12 to 14 gigabytes. Now, you could never put that up on YouTube. If you compress an hour of film using one of these codecs, you can get an hour down to 100 megabytes. A huge compression. I'm just talking about codecs, which is what is the bit that you really wanted to hear, Sabina. I'm saying that by compressing, decompressing algorithms, you can compress 12 gigabytes of film down. If you compress it down to the two formats I use are MPEG-4, which is a very standard, good, high quality compression, which I put all my best film on. And an hour from 12 gigabytes goes down to about 400 megabytes, which is still too big for YouTube, but you could get a quarter of an hour in that frame. Or there are all sorts of different compressions. iMovie has one or two built into it. If you want to do fancy stuff, then you have to use something like a compression system I've got called Cleaner, which will compress in all sorts of different formats and different ways. And I compress MPEG-4 into MPEG-4 using Cleaner. It is quite expensive unless you can get an educational discount or something. So the simplest thing for practical purposes is to export. Now, it's sometimes called save and sometimes called share, and in this case it's called export. So what we're going to do is to put it out into a form where it's a little bit of compressed. If you put it into full quality, that isn't actually full quality, but it's nearly full quality, and that'll take, as I say, 12 gigabytes for an hour. So for 6 minutes, you can work out that it will take quite a few hundreds of megabytes. You can put it in quality for CD-ROM or for web streaming, which is a .mov format, and that's the format that is perfectly suitable for YouTube. We could put it out in web streaming form, and so it's going to ask me what to call it, so I'll call it Fraser. I'm doing all this on the desktop. I wouldn't normally probably do that, but and this is the bit that I'm not sure quite how long it will take. A little bit of time, as I can see here. 15 minutes, 14 minutes. While it's doing that, I'll show you something else, but is there something you...
Yes, I have a question about formats.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I found with my webpage, which I've put clips up on, so that they're really just, I mean, they're literally just almost as if you put a JPEG up. It's got, but it's got this this format that Paul sorted out, which was MP4.
Yes, MP4.
You know, MP4 rather than MPEG-4.
It's the same one.
Is it a, well...
Because when you make one of these, it goes .mp4,
yeah,
which is short for MP4.
Okay, well the thing about it was that we found was that we could only get it to play using Real Player or QuickTime.
That's right.
Not Windows.
Yeah.
And I think .mov is a QuickTime format, isn't it, as well?
No, it's .mov is even wider than.
Oh, it's wider.
Mm.
Okay, because then this question is, what's the best?
Well, everything is
Thing for
changing.
Windows.
Within, I mean, MPEG-4 is really, it used to be only played by QuickTime, and it's
Yeah.
now played by Media Player, I think, as well. Everything will play MPEG-4 soon.
Right. Okay.
So, you know, if you can hang on a year or so.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I run into this trouble a lot. So on the front of my website, it says if you haven't got QuickTime Player, download it free from Apple. It'll work on a PC, of course.
Yes. Yes.
But you do have to download it. I think it's all changing now. And I think if it's archivally important, it's too good to just save in a .mov.
Yeah.
MOV is about 4-fold more compression
Right.
than MPEG-4.
Uh-huh.
So everything I put onto Dspace, digital space, is in MPEG-4. It's just not worth saving it in MOV. But it does mean that if someone is looking at it in a place where they haven't got real broadband, they've just got sort of normal 56K
Like
things, they can't really see it. So there are two disadvantages. One is that it won't reach parts of Nepal, and the other is that it's they're going to have to get QuickTime or So we're just in that kind of in between. But what I now do is to save it in both.
Right.
For getting it to friends, getting it onto YouTube, I put it into MOV, and then for archival purposes. In fact, I always say we're putting in all the different formats, as many places as possible.
The other thing that I ran up against was for putting it into a PowerPoint presentation. Again, it just seemed that PowerPoint just didn't find it.
PowerPoint wouldn't find MP4.
I mean, what I ended up doing was downloading a free converter thing. I mean, I googled, convert MP4 to, .wma, because and then I managed to kind of get it in that way.
Yes, well, I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh well, I mean, anyway, these converters do exist.
And what I'm going to do is going to take 24 minutes, which is half the time we've got left, is that I'm going to now make a much shorter film, just to show you how you hit it up.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll take the first minute or so of this film. I will put it up, but I can do that in my own time. Take from here to here. Out. And this is the great beauty of this thing, just hopefully, says he. Anyway, they're all numbered, so if we take the first 3 clips, which is about half a minute, and it'll just demonstrate what you have to do. So we'll put these up there, and I'll do that another time. You may not be prepared to do this. It really doesn't like. It can't move transitions up into the timeline there, okay? So we'll just make it neat by putting the black in. So we've got 33, 38, 48 seconds, okay? So we'll just save that project and file, export, web streaming, share. We'll call it freezer test, just to show us and hopefully I'll get you a cup of tea by that time. On YouTube. And of course, there it is. Okay, so YouTube. I think I seem to have lost the connection, needless to say, which is working earlier. Let's see if there's anything
Is it a cable?
Sorry?
Is it a cable connection or?
No, it's a file bar.
Oh,
I mean, it's that one.
yeah, you probably have to renew it.
What do you have to do with that thing?
I think you just have to renew it. Isn't
Renew
that,
it.
yeah, but isn't it yeah.
It doesn't look as if there's any connection there, does it?
That one. Is it that one? That
Yeah,
one?
yeah, try that.
Oh, yeah, there doesn't seem to be any connection. That's too bad.
Oh, no, this is the bit you will come for. And
Should I see if Paul is around?
Or do you want to try if any of the others work that are up there?
Now, what we want to do is to try and upload that to setting up a YouTube account. Have any of you got YouTube accounts? Terribly simple. I was in great terror of it. Fantastically easy, and I think I've got 450 films up now. It's just moving to 700,000 hits. And it's got lots of anthropology on how to, what is social anthropology, all sorts of stuff on anthropology is up there. But when you want to upload a film, upload, title, interview of Sir Andrew Huxley. Description: the great the grandson of T.H. Huxley, interviewed by. You can always modify all this stuff later. You can edit at any point. So I'll just put that video category, people and blogs, tags, Huxley, Trinity College, medicine. He got the Nobel Prize in 1963 for discovering how nerves work. You wouldn't know how nerves work without Sir Andrew. Now this is an important, useful thing. It comes up as public by default, but if you put it into private, you can then later edit it and so on. So for anthropologists who want to keep the stuff, you can send private ones to your friends and share it and so on. So you've got a backstage where you can keep materials there. So we'll call it private for the moment. Upload a video. Browse. Carbon Mini. Huxley short and off. Open. Interestingly, the speed from the department is not very great. I think partly because it's not a huge cable we've got, and it's, I won't name names, but if someone was watching a video, anyway, it's gone up. Now the other great thing is that if you had a website and you wanted to put that film embedded in it, this is the HTML for that. So you just copy that, put it in your website, and then you've got the video will come up automatically on it. But there it is. If we now go back to my account, my videos, it takes a little bit of time usually for right?
Yes, it's the chair screen.
Seems to have lost. Doesn't seem to like that uploaded videos. It takes a little time for an image to come up usually. Takes a little time to do anything at the moment. Doesn't necessarily put the last one up there.
Yeah.
These are my law lectures that I gave last term, and I just put up there because it must be the last time I'm doing it. Let's just see if it's put it somewhere. Right. Something funny is happening with it. In that it's... Oh, there it is. Oh, these machines. Okay, here's the interview of Sir Andrew Huxley. If you wanted to edit it, I can change any of this. So, interviewed formerly Master of Trinity, Cambridge, Nobel Prize winner, and so on. Then update video options. One other thing you can do, which I do a lot of, which is take it into a playlist. These are all playlists. For example, what is anthropology? So again, it's playing up, but there are, see, 6,700 people have looked at my film on what is social anthropology, the one on field work, and so on. So you can put it on that. It's no way of sharing a playlist except directly with friends and sending them a playlist. Or I discovered if you go back to your front page, you can put some little things there. But let's see whether it works. Uploading, processing. Please wait. That's not really there yet.
Okay.
Have vision of this sort of set of people sitting there. Wow, this looks interesting. Yeah, okay. Oh no, not that one. So there's some wise monkeys up there, and it may take a few minutes, and then it'll be up.
Right.
Okay. So these are private. I haven't put up. It's a private live. I haven't put Patrick Bates in there. Scenes in a small Chinese city street in Guizhou is private live, and I put up a couple a week just to keep my fan club going. So these are recent ones which I haven't put up, but for obvious reasons. My daughter was rather disapproving that the anthropologist being given a massage in China was very popular. But I think I put an upper body massage.
Yes. How many hits do
Okay. Well, you get the gist of that. And shall I just show you Dspace?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. That would just go on, and if we went back to it, you'd find it.
So you don't have to be sort of logged in. It'll just
to what?
to YouTube, while it kind of uploads.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's uploaded.
Right.
It's just processing now.
Okay.
So it's finished. Let's try. Actually, is there any useful thing there? No. Let's see what the bookmarks are. No. Dspace image.
You guys know what Dspace is, do you?
I have no idea.
I've heard of it, but I
Here's the
don't
homepage.
know
You
its
have
full...
to get an account for this. They will give anyone in the department an account. Once you've got an account, social anthropology is the leading user of Dspace in the university because of all the films of interviews I put up. So there should be one saying my home page or something like that.
Alan, how many? What other people can access Dspace? Is it a public?
Yes, anyone can access it. Anyone can put it anywhere up.
Right.
So it's open to the world.
Yeah.
If you typed in, should we say, Raymond Firth here, or number of Edmund Leach, almost the top hit will be my interview with Edmund Leach,
right.
or what Raymond Firth, or whatever. And all that people can then do is to download it. They can't watch it,
Right.
so you can download it.
Okay.
If you put something called Fast Start at the beginning of it, that turns it into a streaming video. For some reason the Dspace people haven't got around to streaming their videos. It's just a library of videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright with something like PDFs and text, because you can just, they come very quickly. But if you're wanting to watch the interview with Edmund Leach, you would have to go away and have a cup of coffee while it downloaded onto your video. So you contact them, and they're very helpful, and they've got some extra people now who are very keen that we do things with them. So contact them, say you want to set up a Dspace account. So my Dspace, so
I haven't, I've not really. It's an archive, basically.
it's an archive. It's a digital archive, like a library. But
can you link to specific files in Dspace from a web page, from your own web page?
sorry.
Could you, if you have a file, like a movie file or a book, in Dspace,
Yeah.
could you link to it from your own
Oh yes.
webpage?
Oh yes. That's what all my website has got links to Dspace.
Okay, because then that means you don't have to pay, BT for a great
that's
big.
right.
That's
yeah.
basically.
It gives you lots of server space. I mean, as much as you like. Because I've got nearly 100, 400, no, about more than that, 200, 400 megabyte interviews up there.
Yeah.
Which
You'd never be able to do.
some not terabits, but half a terabit of stuff. Okay, so we've got something here. Start a new submission. Anthropological ancestors, next. The item has more than no, next. Authors. Hux. Okay.
So could you use it as a backup?
Yep.
You couldn't
Yes, you can be using the backup from the field or anything. They're very keen. So.
Oh no, I should have
Title. Interview. And it supposedly lasts forever. This is a permanent archive. It's top slice the funding for it, and they'll migrate generations. So if MP4 disappears in 20, 30 years, it will still.
Oh, okay. And presumably they back it up to tape and
they've got it
sort of
in a bunker in West Cambridge or something. So you decide what you want it. I'm not sure how to do this, or language. English. Next. Some subject keywords, and at this point when you press next, it in theory uploads it. You can put multiple files, so you could put a film and a bit of text beside it, which is what I usually do. That was it. It was quite quick. Usually it's like
blimey.
Here, this is the wrong format. Next. Here you can alter any of these if you see anything wrong. Next, copyright form, and they'll send you an email saying it's gone up there.
Can you restrict access? I mean, if you
No.
wanted to use it as you can't. Okay.
Well, I think if you talk to them, they're wanting to improve it a lot. I think if you said to them, couldn't you think it's very important for anthropologists to restrict, they might do it. It's up to us to really put pressure on them.
Yes, I suppose for some ethical reasons you might want to restrict it. Obviously, if it's back up.
If we now search
No, so you
for
don't really want to sort of uncut stuff and stuff.
Huxley, go.
Yeah.
I mean,
There it
obviously
is.
there's a problem with people looking at it.
You see? There's the Huxley lecture by Marilyn Strathern, which is on my website. There is, probably that's the long version, and this is the short one. No, that's the long one. That's the other one.
Yeah, so it is basically a public thing. So.
Yeah, and then if you press that, it downloads back again onto your machine.
Right.
So if we just go back to one last thing, which is go back to YouTube and see whether it's seems to have remembered. It's actually up, but it hasn't put the picture up.
So could you remove that, since this is a
Yep,
a
you can
short
remove
thing?
it any time.
That's unbelievable.
So we've got the speakers next door,
Yeah.
okay, yes. And this is where you can put it onto a playlist, share it with your friends. Obviously no video responses or anything like that.
So exciting.
So, there we are.
So,
I'm really excited. Like, I mean, my friends have pressed me to put stuff online
Yeah.
forever and ever, and I was like, I don't know.
It's not difficult, as you see.
yeah.
It's just the terror before one does it.
Well,
But having done, I mean, I get lots of, I get occasional people saying, why did you put up this rubbish, or you've got it all wrong, or something like that.
Yeah,
But only
that's
one or two.
part of being in the public domain, I suppose.
Exactly. Most of them are very, very supportive and nice, and I really, for instance, I mentioned that I put up law lectures, and the law lectures, say the one on Japan, it's got a 5-star rating. The last one was, just read the excerpt from your book on Amazon, nothing short of amazing. I love the style which you have written this, and laughed about the Shinto shrine neighbouring the baseball stadium. And I purchased your book. Thank you very much. What should I say? Domo arigato gozaimasu. Gozaimasu. Interesting video. I suppose it's true. So, you get, and sometimes helpful comments, and sometimes you've got it wrong.
But it's a wonderful way of doing public anthropology, really. I mean, I'm really...
Well, if you look at the most
really
popular, this is what's surprising to me. If you look at
it's not the massage that's most popular.
Well, you can have both, comparative law and massage, one after the other, I suppose.
Most viewed,
Maybe I'll just go for the
obviously,
massage.
the geisha in is the most viewed, but anthropology is about 6th most popular.
Yeah, this is what I recommend my students to watch.
And Instruction of the Australian Aborigines. My Part 1 lectures 1983 on incest and adultery, theories of. If we look at the comments there, are usually about, I'd always wanted to marry my brother or something.
Try
The
this.
thing is, what have they put in order to get the video coming up in the
I
search
married
results?
my first cousin. It caused quite a stir in our family. We had 2 kids, and after 5 years of marriage, he died. I never knew my cousin while growing up, but I knew of him. Interesting. I wish I had light green eyes like the speaker. It's magnificent that we have the opportunity to watch videos by men like yourself. Very interesting and informative. Those are the comments. So none of them says, at last.
Fascinating.
And it's a Part 1 lecture on Levi Strauss and things like this. So